When you think of lobsters, you might picture luxury dinners or deep-sea claws. But there's way more to this ocean dweller than just melted butter and a fancy plate. Today, we're diving into everything you need to know about lobsters, from their bizarre biology to surprising fun facts, their history, and how they went from prison food to gourmet delicacy. Let's start with what a lobster actually is. Lobsters are marine crustaceans, part of the same family as crabs and shrimp. They have a tough exoskeleton, long bodies, and those iconic claws, though not all lobsters have them. Most of the lobsters we eat are American or Maine lobsters, which are known for their large claws. But there are also spiny lobsters, which have long antennae and no big front claws at all. They're common in warmer waters like the Caribbean. Fun fact, lobsters don't have vocal cords. That high-pitched scream people think they hear when boiling a lobster? It's actually just steam escaping from the shell. Now, let's talk about color. Lobsters are typically a mottled brownish green in the wild, but when cooked, they famously turn bright red. That's because heat breaks down certain pigments in the shell, leaving only the red ones visible. But not all lobsters are red. There are rare blue, yellow, and even albino lobsters, caused by genetic mutations. A blue lobster happens in only about 1 in 2 million. Lobsters also have super weird biology. For starters, their teeth aren't in their mouths. They're in their stomachs inside a structure called the gastric mill. They also taste with their legs and feet, which help them locate food on the seafloor. And get this, lobsters pee out of their faces. No joke, they have urine nozzles under their eyes and use them to communicate and attract mates. Lobsters grow by molting. They shed their shells and grow new ones. It's a stressful process that leaves them vulnerable for days. During a molt, they can even regrow lost claws or legs. And yes, they eat their old shells to absorb the lost calcium. How long do lobsters live? Surprisingly long. In the wild, lobsters can live 50 years or more, and possibly even up to 100, though aging them is difficult. They keep growing throughout their lives, which is why older lobsters can get huge. Now let's talk about food. Today, lobster is a luxury, but that wasn't always the case. In colonial America, lobster was considered cheap and undesirable, so much so that it was fed to prisoners and servants. Some even had contracts that stated they wouldn't be forced to eat lobster more than twice a week. The lobster's rise to fine dining began in the 19th century, with the rise of canning and railway tourism. Suddenly, people inland began craving the seafood delicacy they had once turned up their noses at. Fun fact, lobsters weren't always cooked live. But chefs realized that bacteria spreads quickly after death, so boiling live became standard for safety. Lobster fishing is tightly regulated today to preserve populations and ensure sustainability. Lobster traps are designed to let small lobsters escape, and egg-carrying females are often returned to the ocean. So whether you love them grilled, steamed, or dipped in butter, or just admire them from afar, lobsters are truly some of the most fascinating creatures in the sea. From their regenerative limbs to their face-peeing antics, they're more than just a dinner item. They're a scientific marvel, a historical oddity, and a reminder that the ocean is still full of surprises. Subscribe to Favio Fun Facts for more deep dives into the wild, weird, and wonderful corners of nature.